All right. And it says that we are live. Hello, and welcome back to It's a Podcast. Today is episode 8. Happy Friday the 13th. My name is Amanda over at youtube.com/ayyyeeeitsamanda, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Aunt Heather.
And I'm from over here.
Over there.
It will
No.
never get old.
I love it. But today, we're going to be talking about superstitions because it's Friday the 13th. And I think it's very fitting because, when was the last Friday the 13th? March, when the whole shit show happened?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly. You see what happens when there's a Friday the 13th? And
that was
Heather.
the last day of teaching.
Whew.
Well, for me, it was the 16th, but
yeah,
a lot of teachers, their last day was the 13th.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Heather lived all day, every day, with a black cat. So she is just full of it. I'm just waiting for him to break a mirror, and boom.
I'll say I've always been full of it.
This is true.
But no, yeah, I'll say he's, I've had a pretty good day. I was telling you that before we went live. But I just remembered this yesterday. A ladybug flew on me while I was taking a walk.
Oh.
And I was even asking, is that good luck? I've heard that before.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that a superstition?
Right. And so I also remember from Charmed, because I love Charmed, the original Charmed, they did a whole superstition episode, and one of them had a ladybug fly on them, and the superstition was if it flew off of them, whoever it landed on would be the next person they marry.
Ooh. Well, so were you walking with your man?
I was walking with Garrus, yes.
Ooh, BCF. I'm just kidding.
I would say the bug flew off and went on the sidewalk, so I was like, ayyyeee.
Marrying the sidewalk. How romantic.
You know how it is. Streets are tough. So why you gotta walk on that sidewalk?
Just don't step on a crack or you'll break your mama's back.
She needs a day off. She'll be fine.
We all need a day off. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving.
Oh, I got 1 full week left before Thanksgiving break, and I'm so excited.
I usually take off the whole week, but with COVID and I'm working from home, there's like no need to.
Because you'll end up just working anyway.
Exactly, and I need to set some boundaries down.
Same. Well, I did, and then this week, but let's stick to superstitions. What's your first one?
Okay, so the first one that I have in this article, which is titled 20 Bizarre Superstitions from Around the World and the Meaning Behind Them. The first one comes from India, trimming your nails at night. There are several grooming-related superstitions in India, including the belief that it is bad luck to trim one's nails at night, which I would be screwed because that's the only time I ever cut my nails.
I pick my nails.
Oh, sometimes I bite them too.
Yeah, I bite them, and I have like hangnails and stuff. So I was
mine are so bad.
So is there like a concept? Is it like, I don't know how specific it gets, but is there like a specific kind of thing? Like yeah, you know how you break a mirror, you get 7 years bad luck?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't read that far ahead yet, but it says, historically, people typically try to avoid using sharp objects at night to avoid hurting themselves in a low light, according to U.S. News.
They should do that anyway.
Yeah. It is also considered bad luck to get a haircut on a Saturday.
Oh, I always get my haircut on Saturdays.
Uh-oh. Is that why you're not satisfied with them? I'm just kidding.
My hair always is changing. I can never find what I want.
Try it on a different day and see. And then we'll refer back to this.
I don't have time.
All right. How about you? Which one do you got? I have like a whole list, so.
Well, yeah, I have 2 articles open. So I have 13 common but silly superstitions. So yours is global. Mine's probably going to be things that people have heard before.
This is great, though. It's like a good variety, so I'm excited.
So beginner's luck is the first one. And it says, usually grumbled by an expert who just lost a game to a novice, beginner's luck is the idea that newbies are unusually likely to win when they try out a sport, game, or activity for the first time. Beginners might come out ahead in some cases because the novice is less stressed out about winning. too much anxiety, after all, can hamper performance. I just was like, wait, that I was just thinking of COVID.
Right.
And then it just says, or it could be just a statistical fluke. But it's just talking about how if you believe you're going to win because you're a beginner, you're more likely to remember all the times you were right and forget the times you ended up in last place. So it's just kind of like saying that you're not going to be, when you're less stressed out, you're more likely to win. Like you're not overthinking it.
I need to do that. I overthink everything. That probably explains a lot anyway.
Same. And that's why I was just like, I really felt like I connected to that one because I was just like, true. Like I'm always stressing out, especially when I'm a beginner though, because I'm like, I need to make sure I do everything right. But I always see the people who just don't care, and I think that's why they get everything they want, because they just don't stress about it.
I care too much.
Anyway. Yeah, same.
Well, I don't think it would work out though. Even if we tried really hard to not care and to not stress, it's going to even be more
stress.
Exactly. So
the house would be even more of a disaster than it is.
I feel that I need to clean this weekend.
Same,
that's another topic for another day.
All right, next.
Russia, putting empty bottles on the ground. Placing empty bottles on the ground is considered a good luck practice in Russia. The superstition comes from a legend involving Russian soldiers in the 19th century. According to the Moscow Times, while the soldiers were in Paris, they were able to save money on alcohol by hiding their empty bottles on the ground rather than leaving them on the table. As they were being charged by the empty bottles they left behind. Sneaky, sneaky.
I was like, wait,
what? So, I mean,
alcohol, that's what I got from that.
Right, and I am now craving a blue motorcycle.
Ooh, I feel like we need to get some be like, hey, 5-minute intermission. So it's like boo doo 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 doo, and we go get some wine.
You can have wine. I'm still not a wine drinker.
Or you go get whatever you want, and I'm just gonna care. I really wish that this was wireless, because then I would just go downstairs going boo doo 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 doo, and I'm.
I love the sound effects. That's what we need. You know how some podcasts have sound effects? We just have you doing them.
Hi, this is beginner's luck. This is what it is. This is our budget.
I love it. Hey, one day we'll get a sponsor. I get random emails all the time from like random brands that don't even have to do with makeup. So I'm like, maybe one day they'll sponsor us.
I get the things for Garrus on the like puppies. Like, hey, would you like your dog to be a model? And I'm like, no, thanks though. I would love him to make the TikTok, like, you know, get a bajillion views and then get money that way. But I don't want people just using his image for whatever, because I don't even know what I'm actually going to really get. So I'm like, I'm good.
Once he gets 10,000 followers, he can get monetized.
Yeah, I don't even know what he's at right now. It's gone down since he's not as small.
Oh no!
I usually try to find some old videos and then put them up, but
yeah, just to push the algorithm.
Yeah, I had to make sure that TikTok was low because it just starts playing.
There we go. For your page. We don't need to know what's on your page, Heather.
He has 634 followers, which is like 600 more than me.
You know, he's getting there.
Yep.
One day.
Start getting him to be a little bit more silly.
There we go. Because then, like,
now, but he needs my hands.
Oh.
Well, you'll have good luck. This little ditty may arise because finding money is lucky in and of itself, but it might also be a spinoff of another old rhyme. See a pin, pick it up, and all day long you'll have good luck. See a pin, let it lay, and your luck will pass away. That sounds like you are going to die.
Right. I was going to say, this got morbid real quick.
But then I'm like, a pin. Like, I'm thinking, like, what kind of pin? Like, a pin that you wear? Or is it the pins that you use for sewing? Like, what kind of pin?
Oh, I thought of, like, a pen that you write with.
No, not a Southern pen. A pin.
Well, probably sewing, because, I mean, I don't wear pens. Pins. Sorry.
I wear pins in my hair.
Such a difficult word. Like, words are hard, but.
Well, I'll say Southern, when I first moved to the South and everyone's like, do you have a pin? I'm like, a pin? Who carries pins around? I have a pen.
Right. Okay, I'm not alone on this thing, because.
Oh, no. Not when I first moved here, oh my God, we should just have an accent podcast.
There we go.
Hey, when I take those tests, I'm still classified as Jersey, but I know that my accent is not Jersey anymore.
They still classify me as Florida because, like, Griffin is so, like, amazed by the results. I'm like, that's just where I grew. I lived there for 18 years. What do you expect?
I think a lot of it is the words we use. So even though we don't say it with that accent, we use the terminology.
Yeah. I mean, like, I started saying y'all, but I still say you for the most part. It just... I don't know. I always thought y'all sounded funny.
Y'all. I love saying y'all. Yeah. Y'all's fun and it's fast.
Right.
And it's nasty.
And I feel like I get like a southern twang sometimes when I say y'all. I'm like, oh, girl, is that an accent coming out?
I was like, if my southern's coming out, I don't even know what's going on. I know I'm mad when the Jersey comes out, but
oh yeah, stay clear of you when the Jersey comes out.
Dirty Jers. I'm actually wearing my Seaside Heights sweatshirt, which is in Jersey, which is where the Jersey Shores was filmed.
Never been.
It's not bad.
We've talked about going.
I know, because my dad has a condo, but no one
wants to go. Party it up.
Well, no one wants to drive or fly.
I mean, we could totally do a road trip. I was down for the road trip.
And then we can stop in Washington on the way if we do it that way.
Because it can be like that. Those times we would go to Asheville, blaring Disney. Yeah, about the whole way drive.
Trip. That's an hour. Yeah, I'm talking 10 hours.
I know, but we can keep blasting Disney the whole way as well.
I mean, that's what I do anyway.
Yes, yes. It'll be like the Bachelorette trip where we did that long road trip.
I don't even remember the road trip. I think I fell asleep.
Oh man, we blared Disney the whole way. As well.
Yeah, I think I fell asleep for the one that because I wasn't with you. Ashley.
Yeah.
And Nate. I don't know.
No, she was with us, but
I was with Ashley and others. So,
yes, and company.
I just remember Ashley because we went to her grandparents.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was
nice.
Fun. Anyway, what's your superstition?
Europe, knocking on wood. People in the US often use the phrase knock on wood, which I very notorious for that, to ward off bad luck, although the superstition is said to have originated in Europe. During the medieval period, many churches claimed to have pieces of Jesus' cross. Church officials would say that knocking on the wood would bring you good luck, according to Yahoo.
Makes sense. Because
I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
Knock on Jesus' wood.
Oh. Is that what you do at night?
I mean...
Wow, that's very interesting. That's where I just said it because everyone else said it.
Yeah, same. And I knock on wood all the time, but I'll hit my head and pretend like my head's made out of wood.
I like that.
I always do knock on wood because I am like, it's kind of like if I really don't want it to come true, or like I'm like I really don't jinx it kind of thing, I will knock on wood.
Yeah, it's like the jinxing for me.
When the kids are like, "Oh, Miss Keeley, you're gonna be a fantastic mother one day," I'm like, "You better knock on wood." They're like, "Why?" Because I'm like, I don't want to be a mom right now. When you saying that, I'm gonna be a mom right now.
I was going to say things escalated quickly right there.
No, I'm just saying that's usually what it's about in class because the kids all want to be my children, and I'm like, you are my children in spirit.
Right.
I'm good. Your parents can keep paying me for you. I'm just gonna keep going on Zoom.
Right. I mean, A, I'm still a child, and 2, I don't want to pay for a child. That is expensive. No.
I'll say there's more to it than that. But anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But no.
All right. Don't walk under that ladder. See, this is very common stuff. Probably things we've all heard.
No, this is great.
This superstition is actually pretty practical. Who wants to be responsible for stumbling and knocking over a carpenter off of his perch? But one theory holds that this superstition arises from a Christian belief in the Holy Trinity, another religious thing. Since a ladder leaning against a wall forms a triangle, breaking a triangle was blasphemous. Then again, another popular theory is that walking under a ladder has to do with its resemblance to a medieval gallows. We're sticking with the safety first explanation for this one that they wrote. So
medieval and Christians. I'm starting to see a trend right now.
Oh, all from like the Dark Ages.
Right, before our time.
When witches and that kind of beliefs were around too.
Yeah,
they really believed in that stuff. Do you watch Sabrina?
Yes.
So with Sabrina, they have that scene in the first season where she, like, for her to sign the book, the Devil's Book, she has to go in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in high school we read a book. I think it's like in the Hands of an Angry Sinner or something. I don't remember what the book was. It was an old Nathaniel Hawthorne age book, and they were talking about signing the Devil's Book, and that made you a witch.
Mm-hmm. Well, we need to go to the woods and sign that book then.
In our blood.
There we go. I mean, I already cut my finger, so I'm like one step ahead of you.
How'd you do that?
I was opening a box and just went the wrong way.
I should have given you my animals. They would have just ripped that box up.
Next time. That was so funny, though. I definitely watched it that you sent it to me, and then it was on your story. So I just had to watch it again because Garrett seemed very pleased with himself chewing up that box. Yeah, he was just sitting there like, hey, yes, I did. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, so those of you listening, on Snapchat today, I usually send things to Amanda like once, and then I also put on my story. So she usually sees it twice anyway. Mm-hmm. And that's just to keep the streaks going. I'm very I need to make sure I get those streaks down. We're over 1,000 right now.
We're getting there.
What? I mean, we're more than 1,000.
Anyway, it's something crazy. I'll look it up while you tell the story.
So yeah, so I sent it, and I was teaching today, and I was with my kitten. So usually my dog's like by my feet while I'm teaching, but today, like, just to prepare for the podcast too, I wanted, because he's not going to be in my room while I'm doing the podcast. I wanted to keep him out so he gets used to not being around me all the time and hearing my voice. And that's why he's been relatively quiet. So I was in there with the kitten, and I think I took a break and one of the classes to go get more water, and I go downstairs, and the Christmas tree box has been out so the cats can play in it. And my black cat does chew boxes, but my dog, Eagle's dog, rips apart the box, like is eating it up. It was everywhere. It was all over the place. And I was just like, oh my God, I have to clean this up. And I was like, not right now. Garrett, you're going to come and sit with me in class. And he was still very annoying in class, but better than chewing boxes. But it was all over the place. And he was proud. He thought he did a good job.
That's great. Now, is the Christmas tree intact, though?
The Christmas tree is still up. I forgot, though, because I think I sent this to you last night. I forgot that Ollie, which was my first cat, he chewed through one of the wires. And it's the middle. It's the middle of the tree. So it won't light up. And so I have to go get electrical tape to go tape up the ends of it and then just string it.
Gotcha.
It's all right. That's whatever. It's just there right now and it's not lit up, but it's a process.
Hey, at least the cats aren't knocking the tree down. Because there's a lot of cats that do that. Like one of my coworkers, her cat did that. Like she set a snap, or her husband set a snap, and it was the funniest thing. Like I was dying because that whole tree everything just fell off.
Well, my mom's cat and Ollie both climbed the Christmas trees. And
I remember Ollie doing that.
It was, and I think a big part of it was that I put up the tree and decorated it on the same day. So I think he really was going for the ornaments. So I still don't know yet with the ornaments for my tree because it's not put together until I put the lights on. And so all 3 animals in my house right now have never seen a Christmas tree because last year I didn't decorate.
Oh, that's right, because you're moving.
Mm-hmm. So Remy hasn't even seen it either. That's the black cat. So I've been really watching him the closest because he is fat. And if he tries to climb that tree, he's going to break it.
Yelling timber.
Rename him Kesha. Kesho.
Oh my gosh. If he starts messing with the tree, please send all the Snapchats.
Of
I will
course.
be living for it. And
Okay.
your reaction too. I can just hear and see it all right now.
Anyway, next superstition.
Oh, before we move on,
Oh, go ahead.
Snapchat streak. We have 1,025 days.
Yeah, because I knew it was like over a year, so I was thinking
Yeah.
like 10,000.
Nah, me and Catherine aren't even at 10,000.
No, that cruise really killed a lot of us.
Yeah, Ashley's and Catherine stayed alive, but me and Catherine are at 1,579.
I'm not far behind.
Nah, getting there.
I'll say Ashley. I try to do streaks with her, but doesn't go anymore. That's okay.
Yeah, I haven't
She's
heard
busy.
much. Yeah, we all are because we had nothing else to do but work.
Millennials, we're lazy.
Right, the laziest. I can't. With that, the next superstition, it comes from Turkey, chewing gum at night. According to a Turkish legend, when a person chews gum at night, it turns into the flesh of the dead.
Ew.
Oh, as a
What?
result, people are strongly advised against chewing gum after dark in Turkey. The exact origin of this morbid superstition is unclear, although our guess is that most people would rather not risk it.
Yeah, no.
Huh.
And so, like, now I'm thinking, like, religiously, wine or like water into wine is blood, like. But I don't know.
I like how
I don't
that's.
even know what I'm thinking.
I thought of Sweeney Todd for some reason. I guess like the finger and like the little meat pies just popped into my head.
Shame seems a downright waste or something. I don't know.
I feel you. We don't have Griffin here to sing that for us.
Oh, yeah, I miss him. He's fun on the podcast, but it's just like taking us back to like a little chiller vibe.
Right.
I'm trying to think. I don't know what I was thinking when you were saying that though, because it was like in my head. I just like so many things just popped in my head, and I was just like,
all the morbid thoughts.
Probably. Apparently, there's a serial killer around here. I was like, cool.
Ooh.
What was I thinking though?
It'll come back to you.
Maybe.
I'm still kind of grossed out. I don't know if I want to chew gum now.
I chew gum all the time, but not at night.
I mainly do it to curb my appetite when I'm like in the zone.
Or fresh breath.
Yeah, that too.
Or to keep you hydrated. Well, for me, I'd say hydrated, but I chew like a cow. So I was chewing.
That's cute.
Yeah, you know. I was chewing gum in class, and because I'm using this mic, it picked right up on it, and I was cracking my gum, and so the kids were like, "What's that sound?" And I'm like, "Nothing." They're like, "What was that?" I was like, "Nothing."
I love it.
All right, I got to the part of the article that you're gonna love.
Oh, hit me.
Black cats crossing your path.
Ooh, that's happened to you all day, and you said today's been like the best day out of this whole week for you.
Here's the thing. I always have bad days, so maybe it's just, on a day that's supposed to be bad, my luck changes. I don't know. Anyway, as companion animals for humans for thousands of years, cats play all sorts of mythological roles. In ancient Egypt, cats were revered, which we talked about in class. Americans collectively keep more than 81 million cats as pets, and 7 million of them are in the Keeley family.
I was going to say, you are the crazy cat lady.
I love cats. So why keep a black cat out of your path? Most likely the superstition arises from old beliefs in witches and their animal familiars, which were often said to take the form of domestic animals like cats. And so in Sabrina, they do play on that idea that the black cat is actually a demon, and that just changes into a cat to kind of like blend in more. But I've also heard of it where witches turn into black cats. And so once walking across your path, it's actually a witch.
Ooh, I like that.
Speaking of witches, I don't want to get a little off topic, but have you seen, I think I've talked to you about the Witches movie on HBO.
Yes. You brought that up a podcast or two ago, I believe.
Yeah. And I was gonna say that because I was like, I remember talking about this and I really liked it. And then that the disability, the people with like, like they don't have a lot of fingers or they have deformities with their hands, they're upset with it because it's like they have like written on their hands, not a witch. Because it makes it look like all witches like that they're witches because they have that type of deformity, and it's not their fault,
Right.
It's genetic. There's many reasons. There was a girl growing up who had that, and I always was just like intrigued with her, like how she wrote and everything. And so I was just thinking of that, and I was thinking with witches, they're making that like connection now, but there's so much things going on around with people being offended. So I'm just like,
I still need to watch that. I have like this ever-growing list of movies and TV shows that I need to watch.
I watched it only because Stanley Tucci's in it and Anne Hathaway, and the two of them together, hilarious.
Really? Good
They
to
were
know.
in Devil Wears Prada. They were in that together.
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
I was about to say. I thought you were about to say
No.
That is your movie.
So long. Yes. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Should watch that this weekend.
There you go. We should do a watch party for that one too. I haven't seen that in a while either.
Yes. Watch. We still got to figure out how to do these dang watch parties.
Yeah, I know. I can go after I watch Mandalorian. I'll figure out how to use that with Disney Plus.
I haven't watched the new season of it yet because it only releases one episode a week. Mm-hmm. I need like a long, not like that, but I need like a bunch of episodes.
A binge.
Yes. And so I figured once we get like halfway through the season, I'll start over with season 1 and just keep watching all the episodes.
I think that Eagle finds it funny because we watched it last Friday together, and then I watched it the first Friday with him and his friends, and then he watched it today without me, which I was like, fine, I'm gonna watch it without you. But last Friday we were watching it, and there was a cliffhanger, and I was like, no, and I was so into it because
the worst.
I was so because I'm into the Mandalorian stuff because Baby Yoda. And it's just so adorable. And
the
it's
child.
So funny. Yeah, I'm sorry, the child.
I'm just messing.
I don't really know. I mean, I saw all the Star Wars, but I still don't know all the stuff. So I'm just enjoying it. And so I'm loving it. And I will watch it every week because I already started it. And so I'm into it. And I want to know what happens from last week. But this is just like how TV used to be.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I would wait for a week.
Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it because
so good.
It took me a while to get into it because at first, like, it was so slow and I have the attention span of a squirrel and I just couldn't get into it, but Griffin was getting way into it. And then like once the child showed up, I'm like, oh, look at the cuteness. And it's kind of like how I always liked Star Wars as a kid, but I didn't get into it really until like BB-8 came around. And I was like, oh my gosh, look at BB-8 being so cute. Like, don't get me wrong, R2-D2 still so cute, but BB-8, man, he stole my heart.
He's 360.
So, right? Now I'm like obsessed. So I know that you keep talking about wanting to do makeup and stuff. There is a child-inspired palette that you need to get.
I think I saw on Snapchat that someone bought it.
It was probably me.
Probably you and probably someone else.
Yeah, because I definitely jumped on that real quick. But, I mean, there are some, like, neutral colors, but it has some green in it, so you can experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got this.
And I have blue eyes. Green doesn't usually go well with it, but it's okay.
It's okay.
I'm not going to get it
just
anyway.
Buy it for the packaging. That's why I bought it.
I don't have the green for the green. Sponsors. Oh, I think that's
right. ColourPop, sponsor us.
I remembered what I was going to say now. So for those of you listening or watching, if you have a superstition that is your favorite, drop it in the comments. See, I can do this. I can be a YouTuber. Put in the comments, or if you're listening to any of our stuff, what's your favorite story from today? This is my teacher moment.
See? That's great. I mean, that's how, I don't know, I like to engage with the audience. So that's why after like all my videos, I'm like, let me know what's your favorite product, because like, we all have different perspectives and stuff. So that's why I'm curious to see what everyone's superstitious about. And because I asked Griffin because he couldn't be on the podcast tonight. Um, I know he had working adult, but it's good though. Um, but he was saying that a lot of his superstitions arise from sports. Like it's more like a ritual thing. Like he has to, like when he played football, they all hit the thingy, like the wall above them before they ran out on the field.
Like the door frame thing.
Yeah, they would do that. And then he has something with hockey. Like I don't remember what he does, but for me, when I used to horseback ride, I would wear nothing new. Like I could not even wear like a new pair of socks, underwear, bra. I always found that to be like bad luck. So I had like my lucky pair of socks. Huh?
It's not comfortable if you're breaking something new while you're doing something.
I mean, usually for something new, it was always like a new shirt, socks, like it was just like, or new clothes or whatever mainly. But I always had to wear my lucky pair of socks, my lucky hairband that was falling apart. It just had to be like the same stuff. Otherwise, something bad was going to happen for some reason. I was either going to fall off my horse or lose something.
Just lose my mind.
Right.
I played sports, but I didn't have any rituals. I don't think. I don't remember. I just remember people like they wouldn't clean their socks. I was like, that's just disgusting. Or boys wouldn't clean like their cups, and I was like, that's even worse. Like I was just like, I don't think I really had a ritual. I had a bear. I had a little bear that I think one of the coaches gave us, and I always had it in my bag. I don't know what happened to it, but it had my number on it. It was really cute. I just remembered it in this moment.
Nice. Samantha wrote in the comments, black cats stepping on a crack and walking under a ladder, which we talked about 2 of those earlier.
We haven't gotten to step on a crack yet, but you did mention it. And then I also like that she wrote, who would do that at night they're going to choke while they're sleeping. Choke on dead man's skin.
She must have said that around like when we were talking about gum.
Yeah.
I'm still disturbed by that.
That one's my favorite one so far. What's your next one?
My next one comes from the UK, saying the word rabbit on the first day of the month.
Sorry, that's my next one too.
This good luck practice has been around for over 2,000 years, according to NPR, although it has only been recorded since the 19th century, with roots tracing back to the UK. According to legend, if the first thing you say on the first day of the month is rabbit, rabbit, you'll have good luck for the rest of it. Alternatively, if you forget to speak the magic words in the morning, you can say tibar, tibar, which is rabbit backwards, right before you go to bed that night.
Oh, I was like, what?
I know, I was like, huh? Am I saying this right? I'm like, what's a tibar?
Right. I was like, wait, what? And if you're saying rabbit backwards, wouldn't it be tibar? Like, you know how those YouTube challenges where they have to say the thing backwards into the phone, and then when it says it back, it's supposed to sound exactly like it. Because if you say tibar, it'll be arbi.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's hard. I can't do it.
We should try that one day.
That would be so fun.
Talking about rabbits, my next one literally was a rabbit's foot will bring you luck. So saying rabbit, rabbit on the first month with a rabbit's foot, why not? So talismans and amulets are a time-honored way of fending off evil. Consider the crosses and garlic that are supposed to keep vampires at bay. Rabbit feet as talismans may hark back to early Celtic tribes in Britain. They may also arise from hoodoo. Hoodoo? You do. Who's got the power? The babe with the power. Sorry. Do you remember watching that in college? The lab. Catherine was obsessed with it. You remind me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power of hoodoo.
Oh yes.
I love that. That was great. I'm so glad we watched that. Anyway, so it forms from a hoodoo, a form of African American folk magic and superstition that blends Native American, European, and African traditions. So it doesn't really say much about it. It's just saying that it wards off evil. brings good luck. And the picture is a really big lady kissing a very fancy rabbit's foot. It's kind of disturbing.
Interesting. She probably does that and says rabbit, rabbit, or
Tibar.
I can't even say it backwards.
I'm just thinking Timba.
Right? We're stuck on that.
Kesho.
I'm not even trying to pronounce that backwards.
What, Kesho?
Yeah. I'm struggling over here.
Heather backwards? Because I was looking at something. I don't know how I got onto it. I think somebody wrote on Facebook. So there's a girl that has the name of Heather backwards. Like that's her actual name. And so her name is like Retta or Retia or I don't know. It's to me it's weird.
Yeah. I'm trying to say it backwards in my head and I'm struggling.
It's Retta. So her name was Retta Parsons. She was 17 years old and she she died by her own hand. I'm trying to say this without saying the word. And so that was a big case. And so like 7 years ago, but someone else had the same name. So I was looking up who else would have the name Retta because that's Heather backwards. And that's how I found out this one. And I was like, ooh. Okay.
Interesting.
But apparently it was a really big case. I think I remember it a little bit. We were in college when that came out.
Yeah.
And we just were in Western.
Doing our own thing.
Nothing existed outside of Western.
Right? Good times. I miss it.
When we go back, though, it's just not the same. You can't
It really is. I mean, now that they knocked down Scott Walker.
But it wasn't just... Western wasn't just Western. That was a big factor, is like how it looked and how it was set up and all of that. But it was really the people, too. I feel like if we were in different classes with different types of people, it definitely would have been...
different experience.
Everything just would have been different.
Like if we didn't have psychology class. Oh, Jeremy. Dude, that was the best. Oh my gosh, that class was such a mess.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my internet went out for like a hot second.
No, it's okay. Oh, the storms yesterday. Yeah, my power and my internet was just all foobar.
What was great, though, was that I didn't have internet issues during Zoom, and my students didn't either. Some of them had issues, but not much. But all right. So I just talked about the rabbit's foot. You talked about rabbit. So yeah. It's back to you.
And now we're going to Brazil. Leaving your wallet or purse on the ground, which I don't put my purse on. Well, actually, sometimes I do because I'm bad with it. I forget. But placing your wallet or purse on the ground in Brazil is said to bring bad financial luck. Well, that explains a lot of things.
Well, someone would have stolen it. That's why. They're going to take all your money and now you're going to have financial issues.
Right. But I do that at home too. It's not like anyone's taking my stuff, but it just explains my bad life choices. But this superstition is also popular in South American countries as well as the Philippines. Similarly, people in China commonly use the phrase that translates to "a purse on the floor is money out the door," hinting at robberies. Basically. To warn against not valuing wealth. I see. It may stem from the idea that putting money on the ground, the lowest point, could look careless or disrespectful.
Yes.
I really agree with that. That's interesting.
I don't even see that as a superstition. I just see that as don't do that.
Right. Because how often, back in the day, before like credit cards got real popular, you'd find some bills just chilling. Like, I was a kid. I vaguely remember this because I was like 5. We were at the Disney store at the mall. I found $100 chilling in front of the stuffed animals. Right. My dad was like, "Who'd you take that from?"
Rolling in the dough.
Right. My dad's like, "Who'd you take this from?" I said, "I found it in front of Mickey Mouse. I bought myself." Yes. So I bought myself all the stuffed animals, and that's where my obsession began, because that $100 right there.
That was just a sign.
Right? $100.
A sign to start your collection.
Right? I miss finding bills on the ground.
Yeah. I used to like find $20 just randomly.
Right? You
Now
don't
I just
find
find
that.
pennies, and so you never know with the penny. I pick it up.
I do too. Well, sometimes. Because I used to have like the superstition of if it was tails, it was bad luck.
Yes, heads or tails, but I never knew which one was good luck, which one was bad luck, so I just take it anyway. It's
All
a
right.
penny.
I just assumed that heads was good luck, but I also would pick them up if they were in clusters, regardless if it was heads or tails, because that meant someone that you known and cared about is like looking over you or something.
So, speaking of clusters, my next one says bad luck comes in threes,
Oh
which
shit!
I always I heard that a lot.
Yes.
The number three is a big number in beliefs, like this, like the steps, like on a porch. Usually, you have like 3 steps to a porch, and that's supposed to be good luck. I think that's China. But like the Holy Trinity. So there's like threes are big, and so for this one, it's saying remember confirmation bias. No, I don't even know what that is. Oh, it tells me the belief that bad luck comes in threes. Oh, is a classic example of confirmation bias, which I still don't know what that is. A couple things go wrong, and believers may start to look for the next bit of bad luck. So a lost shoe might be forgotten one day, but seem as the third in a series of bad luck breaks the next. So basically saying if something bad happens for you, well, now you're going to look for the next bad thing, and then that's going to come, and then you're going to look for the next bad thing. And so that's why it's saying bad luck comes in threes, because by the time it's the third one, you're just like, well, what's next? Oh, look,
Right.
hey, look, something good happened.
And then you go back, and there goes 3 more things.
Yeah, 3 is a very powerful number, and I think a lot of it is just I learned that from Charmed. The triquetra, or whatever it's called.
I like this common theme of Charmed.
Yo, Charmed is about witches, and it's superstitions, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot from Charmed. I learned about the Greek gods.
And that's why you chose to teach mythology?
I love mythology. Harpies, banshees, they're all in that show. I love it. The Wendigo.
I like it.
I love it.
Maybe going to Serbia. Spilling water behind someone. Spilling water may seem like it would be a sign of bad luck, although the opposite is actually true. Well, I'm clumsy, so I hope that this is good luck. It is a common I almost said Siberian. Serbian superstition to believe that spilling water behind someone will bring them good luck. People will often spill some water behind a loved one who is about to go on a trip or job interview in order to wish them luck.
I did that to make it look like my sister or brother peed their pants.
Right. Here we are thinking we're comedians and we're wishing them luck.
Yeah, that's actually what I was doing.
The water is thought to be lucky because it represents fluidity and motion. I just need to start I don't know. I would just do it to be funny. I don't want to bring them luck. Well, no wonder Griffin's lucky with things. I just be spilling water.
Yeah, we both are clumsy.
I'm telling you, every time trying to just eat a meal, something spills. Either on me or the table.
So I just got don't break the mirror next, and I'm just like thinking clumsy. I've never broke a mirror. Have you broke a mirror?
Technically yes. It was Alma's mirror. It was the day or the night before Griffin's graduation. We got smashed because Logan was like, "Hey, y'all come down to Tux. Drinks on me." So me and Alma were like, "Okay, this is gonna be a race of how many drinks we can drink."
When was this?
Griffin's graduation the night before.
Oh, yeah, he graduated before us.
Yeah, so Alma was staying with me, and she got done moving out of the Alpha Gam house. So she had a couple of things in was it my car or Griffin's truck, one of the two, and we broke her mirror along the way because we were drunk. Long story short,
according to folklore, breaking a mirror is a surefire way to doom yourself for 7 years of bad luck. The superstition seems to arise from the belief that mirrors don't just reflect your image; they hold bits of your soul.
Oh, I got 2 more years then. No, wait, no, 1 more year. That was almost 6 years ago.
I'm just saying, like in Charmed, They have a mirror world. It's really cool. Anyway, it's like where you're all like there. It's like the your evil versions of yourself. Like they go through the mirror,
Ooh.
and so a lot of books I've read have mirrors as portals. But anyway, so that belief led people in the old days of the American South to cover mirrors in a house when someone died. I've seen them on TV. Lest
Yeah.
their soul be trapped inside. So I guess if you die, then you can get stuck in the mirror. Yeah, you can talk to your family at least.
Right.
like Bloody Mary. Like the number 3, the number 7 is often associated with luck. So 7 years is a long time to be unlucky, which may be why people have come up with countermeasures to free themselves after breaking a mirror. These include touching a piece of the broken mirror to a tombstone or grinding the mirror shards into powder. I think I'd rather just go to the graveyard and just go boop and be done with it. Because little mirror shards, that will hurt.
Yeah, that does not sound pleasant at all. And Samantha commented in the chat, just like you can't show a newborn because their teeth won't grow for a minute.
Wait, what happened?
You
can't show them. I'm like, what do you?
Yeah.
Why, like, I heard chew. I'm still stuck on the chewing the dead flesh.
I suppose. I mean, I guess you're chewing newborns. Is that what you're alluding to?
That was what I heard, and that's what I was like, wait, what? And so I went to the comments just to double check what I heard, and I heard wrong.
It's okay. It could have easily been me. I'll listen to this episode and be like, wow, I really said chew newborn. My bad.
Demonetized.
Every time, I swear.
Because of the one store that's like Costco. No, it's not you. You said their teeth won't grow for a mere. Wait.
No, it's okay, Samantha. We can't read. I'm reading so much.
Tired.
That's why I have my glasses on, not to read, but my eyes have been hurting all day, so just can't read. Next is from Portugal, walking backwards. It is considered very unlucky to walk backwards in Portugal because doing so allegedly lets the devil know where you are and where you're going.
It's like being left-handed.
Ooh, do. Interesting. I haven't heard that one.
I was just I keep hearing sounds outside of this, and it's because the animals are fighting outside my door.
Yeah, they're probably playing with the box.
No, they're well, the way I'm going to say it's going to sound wrong, but they're fighting each other right now. So but they're keeping it kind of quiet since you didn't hear it. So
no,
I hear Remy growling.
Ooh, get him, Remy.
It's probably Garish trying to like nibble.
Yeah.
Well, one of them probably wants to come in, and that's probably what's going on. But you know, they're fine. So yeah, walking backwards. I heard about that too, and then I was like, "Well, look at me go!" And I walked backwards, right? And I would trip.
Exactly. Me too. Every time. Trip.
I think it's just to tell us not to walk backwards so we don't get hurt.
It's the devil letting us know he's there.
Goodness. I just got the knock on wood one, so I'll skip that one because you talked about that, right?
Yes, I did.
Wow, see, I've like we said so many so far. All right, make a wish on a wishbone. I didn't learn about this until I got older. Like I always broke the wishbone, but I never knew the correct way to do it.
Right.
So the tradition of turkey bone tug of war goes back a long way. Legend has it that first century Romans used to fight over dried wishbones. Sorry, I'm just like, that's my wishbone. And then
stab.
Caesar, you stole my wishbone. No, you stole my wishbone. I don't know why I'm making them with those weird accents. Anyway.
Because Gretchen Wieners does it too.
Just stab him. Anyway, or that's all I remember. And then I didn't even say the quote right. Anyway, so which they believed were good luck and would accidentally break them, ushering the idea that whoever had the largest bit of bone gets their wish. Bird bones have also been in divination through history, which I've seen on Not Charmed. I saw it on American Horror Story, with the supposed soothsayer throwing the bones and reading their patterns to predict the future, which is, I think, more voodoo hoodoo. The
I don't
memory's
know
vague.
what I heard nude dude, and I'm like, I don't need to know your nude dude, Heather.
This is how you get demonetized.
We are just hearing random things. Chewing
Yeah, I think we're
newborns,
really tired.
nude dudes. Girl, I hit a wall yesterday at 7:30. Me and Griffin were talking, and I literally passed out talking to him. I had no idea.
It could also be that he was boring.
Could have been too. I don't know, but
he's not boring. But
yeah. I probably will hit that wall right after this.
yeah, I'm probably going right to bed after this, getting a water and going right to sleep.
Turn up on a Friday night. Let me tell you.
Living that 28 lifestyle.
Don't remind me.
Hey, I turned 29 before you. By a
Yeah.
month.
Yeah, a month and like few days, but
Still older by a month, but I'm younger in the soul.
there you go.
I think that's the truth. What's yours?
Oh, my next one
Mm-hmm.
comes from Japan. Tucking in your thumbs in a cemetery. In Japan, people are often advised to tuck their thumbs into their fists when walking through cemeteries. The reasoning is simple. In Japanese, the word for thumb directly translates to parent finger. The legend warns that tucking in your parent finger will protect your parents from death.
Makes sense. I've never done that in a cemetery.
I haven't either.
I clean all the graves. Well, when you said tucking, I was like, tucking, how do you tuck a finger? And then, yeah. You know what's really ironic is that our articles really line up, because now I'm at crossing your fingers.
Oh.
We did not plan this.
No,
this is our lucky day.
Right? Friday the 13th. It'd be lucky.
All right, crossing your fingers. And this is really bringing me back to my childhood. Because, you know, like you would cross your fingers behind your back when you're lying.
Right. I still do that when Griffin's like, you won't do this, right? I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Those wishing for luck often cross one finger over another. So wait a minute. I could cross my fingers like this. Like, yep, crossing my fingers.
Crossing. Woo woo.
I was crossing my pinky and my ring finger.
Yeah. Yep.
And
you cross them over too for all the luck.
So a gesture that said to date back to early, wait for it, Christianity. The story goes that two people used to cross index fingers when making a wish. So I guess like this, a symbol of support, which I've seen that before, from a friend to the person making the wish. Anything associated with the shape of the Christian cross was thought to be good luck. So the tradition gradually became something people would just do on their own because no one trusts anybody these days. So just saying fingers crossed is enough to get the message across. So, but I do remember this, and I think people would kiss their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, though. Huh. That does not look like a cross, though.
No. I
do gang signs accidentally if I keep playing with my fingers.
Right. Throw what you know.
What, your alpha gamma one? I was like, is that what that is? Because
yes,
I got you.
Oh, there we go.
I can cross all my fingers over each other.
Oh, there we go. Look at that flexibility. Wait. Oh, as she says, ow.
It hurts. I'm getting old.
Right? 28 years.
See, I just crossed all my fingers.
That does not look comfortable.
I told you, ow.
Right.
My mom used to do it.
On that note, I think we have time for maybe one more each. So I'm going to end with mine being in Germany.
Can I have two more? Because that's all I have left.
Okay, yes. I have 20 on my article, so I'll just say this last one.
Okay.
Which comes from Germany, toasting with water. The superstition of believing that toasting with a glass of water brings bad luck or even death is commonly held in Germany, although the tradition has roots going back to ancient Greece. According to Greek mythology, here you go, spirits of the dead would often drink from the river
Styx.
Lethal. I'm just kidding. Leth or Leith, which is named for the goddess of forgetfulness.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the river Styx, which is the river of the dead.
After drinking from the river, the spirits would forget about their lives on Earth before entering the underworld.
Well, that makes sense. I like it. I was
And
just thinking that they were saying that so people would buy more beer and wine.
right? But interesting. All right.
So I have two more, and why I'm so adamant about the two more is because the first one's no umbrellas inside, and we all done it. We have all opened an
Oh
umbrella
my
inside to be like,
gosh.
"Hey, look at me! I'm a BA, and
Right.
you can't get me." So, and not it says, and not just because you'll poke someone's eye out. Opening umbrella indoors is supposed to bring bad luck, though the origins of this belief are murky. Legends abound from a story of an ancient Roman woman who happened to have opened her umbrella moments before her house collapsed. Well, you'd think the umbrella would protect her.
Right.
No, it wouldn't. To the tale of a British prince who accepted 2 umbrellas from a visiting king and died within months. Like the don't walk under a ladder superstition, this seems to be a case of a myth arising to keep people from doing something that is slightly dangerous in the first place. But opening an umbrella inside doesn't seem dangerous to me, unless you're walking by and it goes.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I never understood what the reasoning was for it. I just thought I don't even know. I
I
don't even have
thought
a
like
thought.
giving cover to yourself when you're already under a cover. Like your house
Yeah.
is already covering you. So why do you need to open an umbrella inside?
Right.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
But why I
Ma-
wanted to do the last one though is because it says Friday the 13th.
oh.
Wrap it up. Bring it full circle.
Yes.
Okay. And it's can I share my screen for a second?
Yeah.
um
Do you have it on your side?
yeah, I got it. Okay.
Okay.
So I scrolled down and I just saw this squirrel. I was
That's
going
so
to read this, and I
that's
saw
so pretty.
I saw this big long phobia thing, and then I just was like, "What is this squirrel with wine behind it or something behind it?"
I love it. It's
Anyway,
Catherine. She's here to party.
Alpha Gamma Delta.
Woo woo!
Welcome to the Nut House. Anyway, it says if you're
Yes.
not. I'm glad I'm actually sharing this because I cannot say these words. If you're not
Oh,
scared of
come
Friday the
on.
13th, I'll try it. You should be
Yes.
scared of the word used to describe those that are frigatrisca decaphobics. Decaphobics. Hold on.
Frigga.
Frigatrisca decaphobics. An alternative, though, just as tongue twisty word for the fear is parasitic gatrophobia. I said that exactly right. Take my word for it.
Better you than me. I
That is
couldn't even pronounce the river.
I gotta look that one up. But that was the perfect explanation. I just like that there's a word for people who are afraid of Friday the 13th. And going back to Charmed, there's a demon in I just love Charmed. How do I stop sharing my screen?
I can remove it.
Please. Oh, it's at the bottom where it says stop sharing. Just like for Google. Okay. So in Charmed, there was a demon called Barnabas or whatever, or Barbas, and so he was the Friday the 13th ghost, and he would or demon, and he would come and kill 13 witches so he can stay on Earth. And so he would scare them so bad that their hair would turn white. He was the scariest demon on that show, and I think that's why they always brought him back, even when it wasn't Friday the 13th. But it was just so interesting. It was just that classic like horror story, like somebody that comes just on that one day to kill you.
You said Barbas, and I'm like, huh, you should have named Garrus that. Or Garrus, my bad. I always say his name wrong.
I can never remember what that demon's name was. But the other superstition, though, and I think a lot of it comes from horror movies, like Friday the 13th, is if you do stuff and if you do stuff in a horror movie, you're going to die. Like, like the people who always die are the people who are having sex.
That is true.
Yeah, we talked about it. I actually talked about that in my high school class with my students. Not just talking about like sex in general. We were watching horror movies, and it just the topic came up, and I was like,
No,
hey, it's a common theme.
It is true. I remember watching. I've only seen it a handful of times. Friday the 13th. I think like the remake of it that came out when we were in high school. Opening scene, people in tents doing it, and then next thing you know, they're dead.
Barbas, I was right. The demon of fear.
Yeah, interesting theme.
Do you want to see his picture?
Is it sexy?
Oh, so sexy. I'm going to get the sexiest picture.
Ooh,
And
yes.
he would move his arm or his hand over your face, and then he could see what your fear was. And I always was like, well, I wonder what my fear is. I don't even know. I think everything. Rejection.
Oh.
It ain't true. Or it is true. I don't even know. All right.
Words are hard.
Words are really hard. I'm tired.
All right, we're adding. Oh man, look at him. He's a looker. He is really creepy.
Yeah,
I'd fear that.
It's the high cheekbones.
Yeah, I would totally fear that.
And the nose. And then he would he would like move his hand over, and yeah, he was creepy. Anyway.
Interesting. And on that note, I'm ready for bed. Even though he might come haunt my dreams now.
I think that you need to go get some gum, go get some tweezers, and file those nails.
Oh man, we're gonna do all the superstitions tonight.
Nail clippers. Get those. That was from Charmed. Yes. Oh, I am a Charmed person. I love Charmed. Like, I think I've referenced Charmed. Here we go. Here's a drinking game. How many times I referenced Charmed tonight? Take a shot.
Oh, we are sloshed. Literally,
you should put that in the description.
I should. Oh, I should. That'd be
Every
fun.
time Heather yawns, take another shot.
Oh my gosh, I've been trying to resist.
I've been yawning.
It's okay. I'll forgive you this one time. But I hope you guys enjoyed listening to all of these different superstitions. I know I had a lot of fun learning about some of the origins of some of these, like don't chew gum at night. But hey, to each their own, right? Or all the rabbits, or the tabars, as we called them.
And their feet.
Oh man. And next week, let me just get my handy dandy planner over here. I sound like Steve from Blue's Clues, because episode 9. I cannot believe we're almost to 10 episodes. Isn't that crazy?
We are sitting in our thinking chairs.
I love my thinking chair. We are going over what we're grateful for, Thanksgiving traditions, and recipes. That's a lot. We have a lot to cover.
Yes. Well, I don't know about the recipe part, but because I don't cook, I'll be like, oh, I make macaroni and cheese.
It's Easy Mac.
No, actually, it's Cracker Barrel.
Ooh, yes. So I'm very excited for that episode, because last year I did a Thanksgiving giveaway on my channel, and one of the things to be entered in, people had to write and comment their favorite recipe. So I learned a lot of fun recipes for Thanksgiving.
For this, our budget is whatever Heather has. So if we're doing a giveaway, I have an empty bottle of OxyClean for the carpet. If you would like this OxyClean empty bottle, you don't really have to do anything. I'll send it to you. If you want it, I'll send it to you.
Interesting. Patrice is in the comments saying planner.
I saw that.
And there is we have a group message for one of the our monthly collab for the Carolina girls, and Riri doesn't have a planner, and I was just telling her today, because we were planning out a separate collab with the Child Palette, ironically, and she was like, wait, I have to switch dates, and I'm like, girl, you have to go planner shopping with me and Patrice. That's what I'm telling you. And the stickers, too. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you still use a planner, Heather, but...
I do, but I use my phone more.
That's Samantha in the comments. So did you use us?
What does that mean?
Because of the recipes.
Oh.
I might attempt making some. I don't know what the Thanksgiving plans are this year because of COVID. Normally we have like this big family gathering, but don't know yet. So if I'm hosting Thanksgiving, I might try a new recipe just to see. But we'll see how that goes. Thank you guys for joining in, either listening on the podcast or tuning in on YouTube. Your support is much appreciated. And don't forget, if you haven't already, go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/ayyyeeeitsamanda. Subscribe. It is free. And don't forget to give this podcast a thumbs up because it helps us. That way YouTube can push our live so other people can come find us, join the fun, join the family. It also lets us know that you guys are enjoying the podcast content. And if you have any ideas of what you would like to hear or see on the podcast, let us know in the comments below. We are very open to doing random episodes. We don't really have a schedule of it, but it's flexible, I like to say. So
I'm just like holding that pet stain remover up, like, hey, sponsor us.
Woolite, OxyClean, sponsor us.
I need more of this. I got 3 animals.
and Kirkland, we need hot dogs.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And honey, and all the other potential sponsors we would love to have. Thank you guys again. We will see you or talk to you at the next podcast. I don't know where I was going with that, but bye. I need food and sleep. That's what I need.